Hunters. Right, I am at one of my local graveyards. I am getting prepared to go out. So just bear with me for a sec. There we go. So right now I'm at one of my local graveyards. I've gone around to a couple of my local graveyards, and I hid a treasure along like the outskirts or the inside of the graveyard. My local cemeteries are in Henniker, and I hid over a $500 treasure inside one of the graveyards. And right now I'm just kind of at this one, just walking around and stuff, where the treasure could be buried, but you might be able to recognize this one. But I'm just coming to this one just to kind of do a walkthrough. It's been quite a while since I've gone ghost hunting and stuff, and my group kind of disbanded over a little while because of all the hunts that we were doing. It got kind of difficult, I guess, and so now it's just me. It's pretty quiet here. Sorry that I got a new camera, so I'm trying to figure it out. Usually I use a different type. Right now I'm just kind of walking the perimeter of the graveyard. So getting back to the treasure though, I hit a $500 football card, I guess. I checked with it online. I've gone to a couple other sources, and they said this thing is worth over like $500. So if you end up finding it, that's $500 treasure that I've hidden. So if anybody's interested in that, they're more than welcome to go look for my treasure. But I like coming to this graveyard because I've had so many experiences at this one, and the one that's actually right across the street from me. I've caught shadow figures here. I've caught possibly a Bigfoot peering over one of the graves. And the last time I think I was here, somebody was getting buried over here, or it was this one right here that they're preparing to bury somebody. Tin can, yeah, that was the one. And I just wanted to kind of bury a treasure too, because I want people to be able to get out and explore kind of like historical sites. And yeah, there's a cash money prize in for it, but you know, it's good for people to get out and kind of explore. Now with the football card that I've hid that's worth over $500, it's in a plastic baggie, and it could be tucked away in the stone walls, in one of the stone wall areas, to one of my local graveyards. It's in a stone wall, and it's in a plastic baggie, and the card itself is protected by a hard sleeve, so it can't get ruined by the weather. So it could sit there as long as it wants until somebody finds it. But I'm just wanting to show everybody right now, you know, what it's like to kind of just walk around and enjoy, you know, the local graveyards around my hometown in Henniker. I mean, it's a good little walk, and it keeps you busy, like I was saying. And now I think the last time I came in here, it was like a foggy night, and I think it was like before or after it was gonna storm or whatever, or it stormed. And right where I'm kind of pointing the video camera, right behind one of these trees, we caught an upright shadow person that was like kind of darting maybe behind one of the graves to hide from us. And it was actually a pretty cool experience because that was, I think, probably my first shadow person that I've ever seen. I think, yeah, that's the Pillsbury. Pillsbury people were, I think, part of the library that's down in Warner, a town over, that built the library. I think that is a Civil War hero right up in here. Yeah, a Lieutenant Wilkins. Yeah, so he died at B. Fulton, Ohio, August 27th, 1863, of disease contracted in the USA service, aged 29. Wow. Thank you for your service. Jeez. It's sad that we have to have war. Gone Wilkins, Lieutenant of the 17th Regiment, Illinois. Yep, so got my treasure buried at one of the local graveyards. And it's a known graveyard. It's not a graveyard that's like one of the hidden ones that you're not going to be able to find. It's a local graveyard that people know of, and it's around in the town of Henniker. Like I said, I buried the treasure inside the stone wall. So you have to find one of the stone walls, and you have to kind of walk probably the perimeter of the stone wall. And it's a Justin Hubert rookie card. And I guess it's like one of the special ones. It's like a very colorful football card, and I've already had it looked at by an appraisal, and they said that it was $500 to $600 that you could get for it. So I just wanted to hide it. I know it's not cash, but you could bring it into a pawn store or do whatever you want with it and sell it, and you'll be able to get that amount of money. But right now it's pretty quiet. Over there on the other side is the other graveyard. That's pretty much the newer side, and this is the older side. Now you're probably thinking, this is where I hid it. It could be. I'm not gonna tell you if it is or not, but there is a couple other cemeteries around here that I could have hidden it. And it's a good amount of money. I mean, you can use it for rent, you can use it for a car, you could use it if you're a ghost hunter to buy new gear. So if any other ghost hunting teams or, just a normal one of my followers see this, they can try looking for the treasure. I think in total there's maybe 4 known cemeteries around here, 4 or 5. So there's a couple good cemeteries that you can come to and look at. And for an example, I'll give you guys an example of what I did. So you got the stone walls. It can be either on the inside or the outside, usually of the cemetery, like the perimeter. And so this is what I did. All right, I'll show you. So I came over to the stone wall, and so there's little tiny like areas that have like holes in them. I hid the bag in there in one of the holes. And I made it obvious because I dug it out, so you can definitely see where I dug out an area to put it. But like I said, you're gonna have to find the graveyard that has it. So right up this way though is where the older graves are, and these graves were actually moved here because they were, I think, down by where I live, and they moved them all the way up to this location. That's an unmarked right here. Just a plaque. That's Jones. I actually hear screaming, which I don't understand, like people talking. I'm not sure what's up with that. This must be a family plaque, maybe? I just wanted to thank everybody that's joined me live right now. I'm actually live on both Facebook and YouTube. I just want to thank everybody so far for joining. And like I was saying earlier, before I hit a treasure, it could be it's in the stone wall to one of my local graveyards. And it's a card, a Justin Hubert card, which is a football card that's worth over $500 to $600. I've already had it appraised, and they told me that it was that much. And I just wanted to hide it so people would come out to the local cemeteries here in Henniker and just be able to go for a walk, enjoy some of the history of the graveyards. At one of the local graveyards, we have Oceanborn Mary. That is a well-known, spirit and ghost of Henniker. And then the area that I'm at right now, I had an experience with a spirit here. I had a tape recorder and I got an EVP, and in that EVP I asked who was here, and I got the name Walker. And Walker was one of the men that was buried actually right down that hill from where I just walked up. And he was a lieutenant back in World War II. And I thought that was pretty neat to have an experience like that. But this right here was all people, I think, that were actually moved up to this area because of the floods that we had. And then over there is actually the other side of the graveyard, which I'll bring you guys over in a sec. I just wanted to make sure that everything that I was looking for is still up here. Yeah. Some pretty neat little graves up here. So right here, actually, where I'm pointing, that is where they would keep the coffins for the people that die in the wintertime. They keep the coffins in there, and they would bury them come summertime. And I've actually heard some pretty weird noises coming from inside of there. I'm not sure like what those noises are, but it sounds like almost like scraping, movement, banging. But I'll show you it really quick. Actually sounds like there's tapping going on right now. But this is it right here. That's where they would keep the bodies. you can kind of feel a little bit of like paranormal presence per se. But it's not like a strong presence. There we go. Now I got my car door locked so I can come over this way with you guys. So this is the newer cemetery. I'm gonna wait for this car to pass really quick. All right. So right now I'm heading over towards the new cemetery. And the new cemetery obviously has newer graves. And it's kind of like a mixture, but they call it the newer cemetery. Oh, this is a newer one. And also on this side, the treasure could be buried too, but I am not going to tell you where it is because then it's going to ruin all the fun. But this is kind of a newer one as well. It's got a lot of work done to it over the last couple years, I guess. Because before, I actually made a video where I was pretty mad because where this building is right here that I'm walking towards, they were renewing it. And while they were renewing it, they dug up like other people's graves and they left them broken like all over the place. And it was just kind of upsetting that somebody would do that. Like I think it was like one of the companies that were working on the project, and they just like destroyed like all the graves that were in this area. But this is the building, and they kind of just use it for storage. It's got like some other stuff in there. It's kind of just like, I guess. So yeah, in memory of Dana Greenlee for the many years of dedicated service to the Henniker Cemetery Association. So there's your proof that I am in Henniker, New Hampshire, and that I've buried a treasure at one of the graveyards. And then, yeah, here it is. So right here is actually, I think, where there's a couple, yep, graves and stuff. And it's just kind of, it's crazy. They didn't really like move the bodies, but they moved some of the areas and stuff. Turkey feather. Oh yeah, so as you can see right up there, right where I'm pointing, there's a grave that they look like they dug up. I'll try to walk up to it without breaking my ankle, but so this right here, it's somebody's marker, and there was like pieces of like actual like headstones that were like all up in this area that they went over, and I don't even know who these people are because I was never able to actually like see it, but I do remember finding one of the headstones, and it was of a child, which was a little upsetting to me because, you know, if a child dies, you know, they should have their gravestone there so people will remember them. But this is kind of the newer and older. As we head down this way, I'll show you this. So I actually have my wife's family members over on that side, and then I have people that I know that have family members on this side. So I always feel kind of a little safer on this side because I actually know people. That's weird. But if anybody that's in here would like to come up to me and talk to me, you can talk right through my video camera and I'll be able to hear you. I don't have any of my ghost hunting equipment on me today, so I'm just kind of doing a run through, and I was telling everybody that I hid treasure. Now, if I remember correctly, on this side of the graveyard, there was an area where there was an accused witch, and they built them like a really nice like area, like basically because they were saying sorry to this person. But I don't remember where it quite was. And then there was another woman that was buried over on this side where I'm at right now, where she ended up actually walking from this direction all the way over to this side where the river is. It's the Merrimack River. And she ended up putting weights at the bottom of her feet and drowning herself down in the river. And it took them quite a while to get her body out of there, from what I was told. But I always found these kind of neat, that pictures of people on their graves. Because, like I was saying, I feel like everybody should be remembered. And these people were called the Butler. Milford and Arthur. I just want people to, you know, be, you know, remembered. And he was in World War II. He was a tech. And he passed away in 2001. And he was born October 17th, 1925. And actually died September 17th, 2001. That's crazy. Thank you for your service. And then it's all through here. This woman, just like I was saying earlier, like walked all the way over to this side of the cemetery, walked down to the river. And I don't know why, but she weighed her feet down and then just jumped into the river and drowned herself. And it took them quite a while to find her because she ended up actually going missing. Actually passing some of my family members right now. Well, to the family that I married into. I'm not really quite sure on my family though, because I was adopted. So I'm not really quite sure on mine. I did do Ancestry.com to figure out my family, And I guess most of my family's buried in Massachusetts, Manchester, Nashua, Rochester, Laconia. Oh, I've never seen this one before. This might be actually that woman that I was telling you guys about that went down into the river and drowned herself. Grace E. Magoon. I don't remember what her name was, but that might be her. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And then you got all this area. It's quiet. Over on the other side that we're just on, it feels more heavy. And over here, it just kind of feels kind of nice. Like you're just going for a walk and you're surrounded by loved ones that have come and go. Coming up to the roundabout. Got some crazy mushrooms. This size of that mushroom. That is the weirdest looking mushroom I've ever seen. And then I'm kind of eyeing the size of these too. Those might be edible. I'm not like 100% sure though. So those look like they're edible, and they smell like kind of funky, like almost like a fungus smell. And I remember, like, if they have like a fungus smell, usually they're edible. It's usually the ones that don't have a smell are poisonous. But I've never liked the mushrooms. They're gross. Right now I'm just kind of trying to get myself back into the swing of ghost hunting, and I just want other people to get, you know, involved and get out more, because everybody's been trapped inside. And well, due to the COVID, everybody's been trapped inside, and it's just everybody should be able to get out and enjoy nature and enjoy, you know, stuff like this if they like it, you know. And that's why I wanted to hide the treasure, so people can get out and you can do this. You can go look around and enjoy the graveyard, or you can go out and you can go looking for the treasure. Oh, there's another face of a person that passed away. I always find these kind of interesting because you get to see, you know, what the person looked like. And their name was Duval, Christopher Robert. And Robert Albert will be on the other side, maybe, when they pass away. But we'll come across to the other side and we'll head back to the older graveyard and kind of, you know, head back towards the car and stuff. And, oh, that was weird. So right up on the hill over towards the other graveyard, it looked like there's a person standing up there kind of watching me. I'm not sure if that's tree and light play, but it was a little interesting. As I started walking over that way, they kind of looked like they backed up a little bit. Nice butterfly. It's beautiful out. Nice, beautiful butterfly. Not sure if I captured it. Cogswell might be part of the Cogswell Railroad that's around here, but I'm not really quite sure on that. And then up towards Concord, I actually found Benjamin Kimball's grave, which is pretty neat because he was the owner of Kimball Castle, which if you look up Kimball Castle, it's extremely haunted. And it's kind of a neat story behind that because I think it was his son's wife got upset because they were supposed to, what's this say? Please don't wait until you're here to ask the Lord Jesus Christ into your heart. Today is a day of salvation. Must have been a priest. So I guess his son's wife got upset because they were supposed to give the castle to some type of like humane society, and they were supposed to take care of it and kind of make it into a tourist place, and it never got met. And so Kimball Castle just sat there and kind of just, what would you say, kind of went into disrepair, I guess, and she ended up, like, I guess coming back because she was upset, and her spirit ended up haunting it along with, you know, the whole Kimball family. And it was just kind of neat being able to find Kimball's grave, and his name was Benjamin Kimball. And I can't remember, I think the daughter-in-law's to his son's, her name was Brenda, but I can't quite remember her name. It was more Benjamin Kimball that I was kind of interested in, but heading back over. I'll bring you guys back up towards where I'm parked, as we'll be ending the ghost hunt by the time I get up there. But I'm hoping to do more night investigations again. I'm just kind of waiting until maybe September, October, because every time that I go out by myself recently, I've been running into bears, I've been running into animals, and I just don't feel comfortable going out by myself lately, especially if I'm running into bears. So it's always good to have like another person with you. But I am going to be getting back in the swing of things, and STBs, and I go back up again, and I'm actually going to start pulling out some more tools to bring with me ghost hunting. Maybe the spirit box, the paranormal pyramid, and I'm going to try to find some more haunted areas that I know of that are in the area. There's a pond in Concord that I know about that is extremely haunted, that has Native American remains that are found there. I thought that was pretty neat. And then I think what I was told with this one is that there's a dog on the top of that because there's like a pet that's buried with them. But I'm not 100% sure on that. That would be pretty neat if that's true. But we're coming around to where I had that spirit say his name, Walker. Or was it Walker or Wallace? I think it was Wallace. I said Wallace. That's what it was. And I think that's somewhere over in this area is where he said oh yeah, there it is. Eyesight's really bad. It's just so bright out right now. But that right there is Wallace. Whoop. That's the name that I got. I can't remember what his name was. Edward Wallace. 1875 to 1939. Yeah, that was the name that I got. But this is Sean from STB Ghost Hunters. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, have fun looking for the treasure, because it's in one of the local graveyards here in Henniker, New Hampshire. Good luck ghost hunting and treasure hunting. Sean from STB saying goodbye for now.